Hello everybody, and welcome back to 5 Minutes Crypto, the channel where we cover the most important crypto news in just 5 minutes, back again with another banger and no advertisements. Having said that, guys, Paul Tudor Jones says Bitcoin market is set for crazy rocket ship ride. Paul Tudor Jones, the billionaire investor turned Bitcoin evangelist, today said that the path forward from here is north for the crypto. Paul Tudor Jones thinks that the path for Bitcoin's price is north relative to gold and fiat. Bitcoin's current market cap is wrong, he says, and Tudor Jones also ponders where Ethereum and Tether fit into the digital economy future or digital currency future. Paul Tudor Jones, the billionaire investor turned Bitcoin evangelist, today said the path is upwards, and I'm not an expert on Bitcoin by any stretch, he told Yahoo Finance, but said that crypto is going to have a crazy rocket ship ride going up and down along the way. And his guess, Bitcoin in particular will be substantially higher in 20 years than where it is right now, relative to gold's $8 or $9 trillion market cap, and God knows how many trillions of fiat currency Bitcoin's current market cap of $359 billion just doesn't add up, said the hedge fund icon. It's a very important quote from him. Very important quote for him to come out, and he compares it to what we've seen in stocks over the last couple of decades. But in general, we all see Paul Tudor Jones as one of the starters of crypto's main adoption, as he's really pushed it on a couple of these other whales, and I'm pretty happy with all of this, guys. I'm pretty happy to see that he's so bullish and still continues to be, and I see the future for crypto being good as well. Kraken pledges $150,000 to Ethereum developers in latest Gitcoin grants round. The Kraken crypto exchange announced that it would match $150,000 in donations to support open source Ethereum projects on Gitcoin. Gitcoin is a developer funding platform relying on a hybrid model of sponsored donations and direct community support. Through its quadratic funding model, community donations are used as guidance to identify the projects that should receive the most matched funding. The quadratic formula ensures that separate contributions are weighed more than a single large donation. For example, 2 people donating one day will result in a much higher match than just one person sending 2 day, or DAI. And the point is, I really don't know if I like these types of grants and rounds like this. However, it does help out with innovation, and Kraken and Exchange just putting up a lot of money to support that is actually a very beautiful thing, I found. So yeah, I wanted to quickly share that because it's something really cool coming out from them. Ripple refutes University of Bern's security findings. Is the Ripple blockchain truly secure against attackers? Well, the University of Bern said that it wasn't, and they had a full freaking paper explaining why it was not. However, the CTO of Ripple responded and said that a lot of the things they were pointing out are just really not that much of a risk in a certain sense, really not that true. And Ripple CTO David Schwartz has made it clear that such an attack that they were talking about here would be very difficult to carry out, and in the paper, I read it, they also personally said that they are only talking about hypothetical scenarios and they had yet to actually pull through with any of these attacks or tests like that. So we don't really get the legitimacy of the claim since they were just talking about the hypothetical and we're really not putting it, where the money where their mouth is, because otherwise they should have attacked and said, hey, look at that. Right? Even though I don't know that, I don't think that is legal. I don't know if it is actually. That's kind of a weird ground. Like, are 51% attacks legal? I think so, right? Because you can take over and do a hostile takeover over network since you literally control it, not through like strange means, right? Well, if you were, for example, have $10 trillion in mining capital all of a sudden, you take over all these freaking mining towers of Bitcoin and you'd have more control and you try to double spend. You're bashing a network, yes, but are you then, you're a bad actor, okay? Are you then doing something against the law? I don't know about that, because here as well, if you're attacking it, so you're spamming a network, is that against the law? I don't think so, right? It's just annoying. But I think you're in the clear. But if I'm wrong, correct me, because I don't actually know. All right, I don't have facts on this. Don't use this as financial advice. Bitcoin family, okay, this is an advertisement thing, whatever. This family bet everything on Bitcoin when it was $900 and bought more when it was a dip in 2018. And here you can see from the title, Bitcoin family invested their retirement and savings into Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin. And this was actually very much on the news back then. It was actually very freaking popular. And now, a little bit later, because back in the day, back at that time, people were really bashing them for selling everything, for selling the house and whatnot. And right now, a couple years later, they're like, oh, those guys were having a pretty damn good idea. And now they're, I guess, theoretically speaking, pretty damn rich or pretty damn good. Are they going to get out from this positively? Eventually, if they don't sell, I don't know. I also haven't read this whole article because I knew about it, but I really don't care about their journey too much, if you guys don't mind. However, it's a cool thing to see, right? That any just normal person who can take such a risk, I mean, that's not a real normal person, but people who take risks sometimes are greatly rewarded because, well, they love Bitcoin and it panned out pretty perfectly, I guess. Yeah, pretty cool. Bitcoin is in the wrong price, says Paul Tudor Jones, or at least we all know what I just said. I just told you. Forget Bitcoin, these crypto are surging even more. This is just referring to altcoins really, which is quite logical. Bitcoin usually takes the first big hit or the first big surge upwards, and a little bit later on it mostly moves into altcoins, which is kind of what we saw right now. And I just launched my headset from my head. There was one huge sound, and my noise in my headset is like all the way up. I just had the freaking hardest chills I've ever had in my. I gotta sit this one through. Wow, that got me good. Okay, and the last one was Visa partners with Circle to integrate USDC for payments. Visa enters into a partnership with Circle to integrate its USDC stablecoin within its network of merchants. And the one thing I was wondering about this, that even though it's a pretty cool thing, I wonder how the new Stable Act that's coming out from US Congress is going to affect this, and if Visa is still going to be partnering up, and how this will be affected in the longer term. But I kind of want to leave this episode now. It's already been 6.5 minutes and I was scared to death. So let's leave it at that, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow, hopefully in another update.